and welcome to this special edition of Tech24. Today we'll talk video games. First, agents look to hire the very best video game players. We take a behind the scenes at the Paris Games Week to discover a very profitable business. Then Marc puts the latest installment in the Call of Duty series to the test. We'll check out how he performed on the multiplayer Call of Duty Ghosts. And a landmark exhibit at the Paris Museum of Science pays tribute to one of the most fascinating medium of our times. But first, what if you could make a living out of afternoons spent playing video game? A dream for some, a nightmare for most mothers, is now becoming a reality as pro gamers' growing popularity worldwide is giving birth to player agents and agencies. With a vast community of fans and eager investors, hundreds of thousands of dollars are at stake. Alex Turnbull has the story.
Sweaty hands, shallow breathing. The battle is raging and neither team will spare its opponent. The intensity of this year's Electronic Sport World Cup has left players stressed and cranky. For some, though, the first rounds were a formality. Meet Maxime, 19-year-old and already a seasoned gamer.
I've been a professional player for 5 months and a semi-pro for some 5 years.
In front of a screen, Maxime, in fact, kills people for a living, and he travels the world with his team to face off with the best. He dropped out of law school to turn his passion into a career, and soon the money started pouring in.
I earn 2 wages with my team Millennium. One regular salary, the same way any other worker does, and the other comes from streaming our games online, which we provide live commentary to. And thanks to that, those 2 wages combined make a good pay at the end of the month.
But with great skills come greater responsibilities. For a couple of years now, industry giants and outside investors have been on the hunt for young talents. Focusing on training and competition became harder. Maxime needed help. That's where Sasha Brodowski came in, a player's agent. He now manages Maxime's career.
We deal with everything peripheral, their relationship with the brands they work with and their community. This means handling their videos and producing them, but we also handle their Twitter, Facebook and Instagram accounts. And last but not least, they confide in us. We're here to lift their spirits when they're down, and when it's all going great, we're also here to say, hey, take it easy and stay with us.
With growing financial stakes, gamers like Maxime could soon become the sports heroes of tomorrow.
They're real stars now. One of my players told me just this morning that he posed for maybe 200 photos.
Bruce is a world champion. On a virtual football pitch, he outruns even the best. At 26, he's become the star player of Sasha's agency. And yet, despite the help he gets there, playing video games is not what eats up his time anymore.
In fact, it's everything around the competition that really takes up time. For example, we just published a book with all my tricks and tips. We also have a YouTube channel. We're really trying to develop all of this. And what's interesting is that sponsors are starting to take more interest in video games. That's a good thing.
Thousands dream of joining the pros on stage. But the road to stardom is long and winding. In the meantime, some fans may have found a niche market where they can showcase their talents.
Call of Duty Ghosts, the 10th installment in the Call of Duty series, was put to the test at the Paris Games Week. Here's Marc in action for Test24.
So welcome to this week's Test24, where I'm extremely excited. I've made my way down to Paris Games Week because I get a chance to test out for your viewing pleasure the brand new Call of Duty Ghosts in the massive Call of Duty series. You might remember from the last Call of Duty Black Ops 2 that smashed the $1 billion mark in just 15 days, beating the record of even Avatar, which took 16 days, bigger than the entire highest grossing film of all time. Very excited, let's give it a go.
Bring it up, squad. Target sighted. Cover me, I'm moving.
There's a huge queue outside, couple of hours, just to get a few minutes of game time in here. Now, this is a brand new Call of Duty series. It doesn't follow on from Modern Warfare or from Black Ops. You do have the characters, ghosts, which is a bit like, if you might remember from Modern Warfare, these kind of faceless mask soldiers, and that's the whole point here. The US has fallen as a superpower, and then South American armies have sort of strolled in, and this is the very last stand for America with these guerrilla fighters, these ghosts, if you will, trying their hardest. They haven't got the support of the big US superpower war machine as they did in the last games. Very, very exciting. I'm just playing the multiplayer. I'm dying a lot because, as you can imagine, a lot of the players who are here are a lot better than I am, but I'm getting better. So that's it. I've had my cheeky little half an hour, which is a lot more game time than some of these kids behind who've been queuing for hours. Now, most of the time when we review a new game, what we tend to do is have it couriered directly to us, so I can spend at least, a week or so, at least 3 or 4 days, testing out the gameplay so that you can have it as soon as it's ready to go out. But Call of Duty Ghosts, top secret release. We're only able to play it in multiplayer, so take that with a pinch of salt. But in terms of my test score, I'm giving the design an 8 out of 10. Lots of new landscapes, very, very playable, very watchable, very good fun and very cinematographic. Now, in terms of the ease of use and the gameplay, even if you haven't played the game since Call of Duty Modern Warfare or Black Ops 2, you'll pick this one up very easily. Just one little problem, I'm afraid. Price, 70 euros is a lot of money to pay for this game. That's 10 euros more than Grand Theft Auto 5. Any case, a good game. Big release on the 5th of November.
And next, 5 decades of history in 1,000 square meters. Video games have invaded the Museum of Science and Industry here in Paris. The opportunity to decipher codes, the creative process, and the history of one of the most fascinating mediums of our times.
Step inside and you're plunged into the heart of a video games console. This new exhibition at Paris's City of Sciences aims to cover the whole history of video games for experienced players and newbies alike.
The heart of the exhibition is the experience of gaming. There are around 15 original devices where visitors are put in a position of playing something. It's really a space to play in. In fact, rather than an exhibition, we're calling this a philosophical theme park. A theme park because you genuinely play here, and philosophical because you reflect on what you're playing and how it works.
From 70s classic Pong to the first playable characters like Pac-Man, right up to the immersive game worlds of recent years, everything's broken down to demonstrate how the technology has evolved. Many of the hands-on exhibits, like this surfing experience, were created specially for the exhibition.
Here, we're in an avatar installation, which is an installation that tries to immerse you in a video game. So you're not just immersed in the graphics and the sound, there's also a physical interface, so that you can take the place of your avatar.
Une interface corporelle parce qu'on va prendre vraiment la place de l'avatar.
Video game jargon is decoded for non-initiates, and there's special attention given to the new jobs that the industry has created. One of the key attractions is this one, which allows you to create your own game with a personalised character based on your own photograph.
Here we're at the programming stage, where there are several parameters allowing you to directly affect the code, the propulsion, the shooting frequency, the speed, acceleration. I can set it however I like.
This is the second major Paris exhibition dedicated to video games in the last 2 years, showing a change in how they're perceived.
This is proof that the medium has earned its stripes. It's no longer demonized.
According to a recent study, nearly 79% of people in France say they play video games. And if this exhibition goes well, organisers hope to turn it into a permanent video game centre in the heart of the French capital.
And that's all we have time for. Thanks for tuning in for another edition of Tech24. You can get in touch with us on Facebook or on Twitter. Our hashtag is Tech24. And we leave you today with a trailer of a special version of Evoland. Developed specially for the Museum of Science exhibit, it will take you from monochrome to full 3D graphics in a journey through the history of action gaming. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.